MegaPodTastic.
Good morning, MegaPodlings. Crazy Joe here, and I think it is once again time to talk about the DC Cinematic Universe. And the reason is because there has been a couple big things that have come to light in the last couple days. First of all, the elephant in the room, Shazam. Shazam, with the international budget rolled in, has already doubled its production budget. Shazam is a hit. It is a very profitable film. Now, some people are saying it didn't do as well as they think it should have. It's profitable, but some people think it should have done better. I think it should have done better. And, because it's, I believe, the best film in the DC Cinematic Universe. And when it comes to the DC Cinematic Universe, I think I'm a very, very fair critic, because you have two kinds of people. You have the people who are passionate DC fanboys and are going to give DC all the credit in the world. They're going to cut it slack here and there, and they're going to find no fault. But you also have the Marvel trolls, and I'm a Marvel fan, by the way. When I say Marvel trolls, I'm not saying all Marvel fans are trolls. I'm saying the Marvel fans who take a Marvel versus DC, my franchise is better than your franchise, who hate on anything DC does because it's not Marvel. That's what I mean when I say Marvel trolls. Because I like Marvel too. You're not a troll if you like Marvel. That's not what I'm saying. But you have those trolls who are like, well, blah, it's not Marvel, so it sucks, blah. And it's like, come on. That doesn't make sense. That has never made sense. Like I always say, good filmmakers make good films, and if the good filmmaker happens to be working for Marvel, they're going to make a good Marvel film. If the good filmmaker happens to be working for DC, they're going to make a good DC film. It's the same with the writers of the comics. Mark Waid had a tremendous 8-year run on DC's The Flash. It was great. It's one of the best runs that The Flash ever had in the comics. What did he do? He went over to Marvel, did Captain America and Fantastic Four. Mark Waid is a great writer. He wrote great stories for The Flash. He also wrote great stories for Captain America and the Fantastic Four. So great writers write great stories. Just like James Gunn gave us 2 of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. Now he's doing Suicide Squad 2 for DC, and I am certain it's going to be a great movie because James Gunn makes great movies. So there we go. With that out of the way, Shazam is a hit. They're already talking Shazam 2. I can't wait. I absolutely loved Shazam. Some people have turned Shazam into a Shazam versus Captain Marvel thing, meaning the Brie Larson Captain Marvel. I loved them both. I've seen both films multiple times. I want to go back and see both of them again. Of the two, I think Shazam's the better movie. Shazam is just a delight. It is a delight from start to finish. It is fun. It is funny. Zach Levi is just one of the most charming guys around. He's been a guest on this show, by the way. So yeah, I love Shazam. Can't wait for Shazam 2. I'm hoping the title is Shazam and the Monster Society of Evil. That's a great title. There's also rumors now that Black Adam, the Black Adam solo film, is going to happen, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson put a post on Instagram where he said Black Adam is going to be going into production within the year. Now, he said that before. He has said that before, and it didn't happen. However, this time, we have a hit film in the franchise that we're coming off of, because Black Adam is a semi-sequel to Shazam. It's, Black Adam is referenced in the Shazam movie. Not by name, but the wizard says there was a champion previously who abused his power. That was Black Adam. So now the pathway has been made for Black Adam. Shazam is a hit. And I say, yeah, bring in Black Adam. Do the Black Adam movie. Do the Shazam sequel. And then in Shazam 3, team up Black Adam and Shazam. Have them have their conflict. I said that should be in Shazam 3, though, because they've already set up Shazam 2 pretty well post-credits. I'm not going to give it away, but maybe I did give it away already when I said the title should be Shazam and the Monster Society of Evil. But if you're not a Shazam fan, you don't really know what I mean by that anyway, so stay through the credits. So there we go. Shazam, big hit. Another hit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is arguably 4 hits in a row. Some will say, no. It's only 2 hits in a row, Aquaman and Shazam, because Justice League wasn't a hit. Well, it depends on how you view Justice League. Critically, Justice League wasn't a hit. Critics didn't care for it. Box office, Justice League wasn't a hit. Didn't do well at the box office. But if you look at the cinema score for Justice League, it did get an A. So DC Comics fans, generally speaking, moviegoer fans, generally speaking, liked Justice League. So that's 4 films in a row, Aquaman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, and Shazam, that have been semi-hits. I say semi-hits because Justice League didn't perform at the box office, but it did get good word of mouth from moviegoers. And Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam are unqualified. They are successes. That's it. So what's next? Now we got Suicide Squad 2 coming up. We know James Gunn is doing that. We're very excited. But there's been new news about that, because last we heard Idris Elba was going to replace Will Smith as Deadshot. That's not the case anymore. Idris Elba is still starring in the movie, but he's not going to be Deadshot now. He's going to be a new character. I'm hearing rumors he might be Bronze Tiger. I haven't heard that confirmed yet, but he's going to be a different character than Deadshot. Now, why? Some reports I've read is, Will Smith, as we know, walked away from Suicide Squad 2 due to scheduling conflicts. It wasn't like bad blood. It wasn't DC fired him. It was scheduling conflicts. So the rumor I've been hearing from various sources online is that Warner Brothers wants to leave the door open for Will Smith to come back in a Suicide Squad 3. They want to bring Deadshot back at some future point if Will Smith is available. And also, I think DC and Warner Brothers want to avoid recasting the same roles if they can avoid it, because we already know Batman is being recasted. That is unavoidable. Ben Affleck walked away. We need a new Batman. So Batman will now be the first role in this DC Cinematic Universe to get recast. There's also rumors Ezra Miller is going to be leaving as the Flash. And as we all know, Henry Cavill's contract is up. It was greatly reported several months ago that Henry Cavill was done. He's not Superman anymore. But we've also heard Henry Cavill does want to come back as Superman. He just doesn't have a contract. And basically, Henry Cavill's up in the air. We don't know if Henry Cavill's going to be Superman again or not. We know Affleck isn't Batman, and now there's rumors Ezra Miller might not be the Flash again. So I think DC's like, dude, we can't recast another role. This is getting ridiculous. So I think that's part of why it's not going to be Deadshot anymore. Part so Will Smith can come back, in part because they just can't keep recasting parts. But let's go back to my original predictions for Suicide Squad 2, because it looks like I was very right. More right than, to me it was common sense. Like, I saw the writing on the wall, and I just, it's like Spock would say, I used logic. Suicide Squad 1 was a big box office hit. It was. Critics didn't like it, but it was a box office hit. So, you're doing a sequel to Suicide Squad. Of course, you're going to want to retain some of what made the first one a hit. You're also going to want to give James Gunn enough room to do what he wants to do. So I made the prediction we would see 3 returning characters. 3. Will Smith as Deadshot. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. I said those are going to be your 3 returning cast members. Everyone else is going to be new. Turns out I was mostly right. Because here's what we do know. They wanted Will Smith to come back as Deadshot. Will Smith wasn't available, but they wanted him. Margot Robbie, we're hearing, is back as Harley Quinn. No shock there. She was the breakout character. Of course, they're going to bring her back. And then we heard Jai Courtney is coming back as Captain Boomerang. I didn't predict that one. I'm very happy because Captain Boomerang was actually one of my favorite characters in the first movie. So that's good news. Jai Courtney is back as Captain Boomerang. I didn't see that one coming. Then we got word Viola Davis is coming back as Amanda Waller. So that's another one I got right. And now we're hearing that Joel Kinnaman is coming back as Rick Flag. So that one I didn't call either. But it looks like we're getting a good mix of old and new characters. It makes perfect sense. Bring back the characters that worked Add new characters, let James Gunn cast them as he sees fit. Obviously, Dave Bautista will be in there. It's probably very likely that you will see Michael Rooker and Nathan Fillion and Sean Gunn and other actors from James Gunn's repertoire of actors. That just is that's what we'll probably see. So that's where we stand. Suicide Squad 2. We've got Viola Davis back, we've got Joel Kinnaman back, and we've got Idris Elba as a whole new character, Jay Courtney coming back, and that one I'm really excited about. I can't wait for Suicide Squad 2. I'm really psyched for Suicide Squad 2. I think I need to rewatch Suicide Squad 1, because I haven't seen it since the theater, quite frankly. And a lot of people hate that movie. It's a problematic movie. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it's a lot of fun. It's a good, you know, turn your brain off and just watch. It's entertaining. I can't say that about Man of Steel. Man of Steel I'm not even entertained by, but Suicide Squad is at least a very entertaining film. And then, yeah, Shazam 2 is coming, and I keep saying it, man. I keep saying it. The future of the DC Cinematic Universe is looking bright. But then we have a couple other things to discuss. Number one, I mentioned Ezra Miller might be leaving as The Flash. This one I don't like, but it sounds like it's all Ezra Miller's fault. Can't blame Warner Brothers for this one. It sounds like Ezra Miller is doing this to himself. Obviously, the DC Cinematic Universe films have found greater success when they lightened up and started being more fun. Shazam, Aquaman, you know, the ones that are lighter and more fun were more successful. That's all there is to it. So, Warner Brothers wants to make the Flash movie a little lighter and more fun. This is what we're hearing. This is I don't have an inside source, but this is what's been reported. And apparently Ezra Miller didn't like that. He wants the Flash movie to be dark. So he went to Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison and Ezra Miller wrote their own Flash script that, while the Spider-Man Homecoming guys, John Francis Daly and his partner, they were writing the Flash script for Warner Brothers. Ezra Miller hires Grant Morrison to write a competing script, and apparently he gave Warner Brothers the ultimatum: if you don't use my script, I'm walking. And now we're hearing Warner Brothers does not want Ezra Miller's script because it's too dark. They want the more light, fun script. And Ezra Miller's like, bye-bye, I'm gone. And Warner Brothers is like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. We'll recast The Flash. This is disappointing to me because Ezra Miller was great in Justice League. He was terrific as the Flash. And if you listen to the MegaPodTastic Podcast, I did not like his casting. When he was cast as the Flash, I said, oh, that's terrible. They made a terrible choice for the Flash. Awful. And what can I say? I was wrong. He was good. He was really good. He was one of the best parts of the movie. Joe was wrong. Ezra Miller was great. But what are you going to do? Ezra Miller, man, you got to go with the program here. Look at what's a hit. Look at what isn't a hit. The darker DC movies didn't work. And The Flash has never been a darker character. I'm sorry. The Flash has always been one of the more lighter characters anyway. So it looks like we're losing The Flash as well as Batman. Here's hoping Warner Brothers does the right thing and gives Henry Cavill whatever the crap he wants to come back for Man of Steel 2. Because I'm hoping at San Diego this year, they finally announce Man of Steel 2. My theory has always been that they've been holding off on Man of Steel 2 until the word of mouth about DC movies turned around. And I'd say that's happened with Aquaman and Shazam. I think after Justice League, the characters in Justice League, with the exception of Wonder Woman, were toxic. The box office on Justice League was so low that I feel that those characters, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman's the exception, Flash, and Aquaman and Cyborg, the best thing DC could do was put those characters on the shelf, work on what worked, and work on new things. And what worked was Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, and new things, Shazam, Birds of Prey. The one exception is Aquaman, because that went into production already before Justice League came out. When Justice League came out, they were already shooting Aquaman. So Aquaman, it was too late. You couldn't pull the plug on that one. I do not think Aquaman would have happened if it wasn't already before cameras. Fortunately, Aquaman worked out in a big way. But I think now the word of mouth has turned around enough that the time is right to announce a Superman sequel. I think you could do it now. So let's hope, because I think we need Henry Cavill back. I think we're losing Ezra Miller, we're losing Ben Affleck. We need Henry Cavill back. So there you go. That's where the DC Cinematic Universe is today. By the way, I keep hearing people say the DC Cinematic Universe is dead. They're making individual movies now. Individual movies. That's standalone movies, everyone's saying. It's partially true. You're not wrong. They are making standalone movies right now. But if you read the quote from DC's president, the plan right now is to make individual standalone movies and do the crossover later. Later. They're going to cross them over later. That's the Marvel formula. Frankly, that is the Marvel formula. Iron Man was a standalone movie. Thor was a standalone movie. Hulk was a standalone movie. Captain America was a standalone movie. It wasn't until Avengers that they came together. DC jumped the gun, tried to put them together first. It didn't work out. And now they're doing what Marvel did from the beginning in concentrating on the individual films. And I think once they have established like Wonder Woman 2, Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, maybe a Superman 2, Man of Steel 2, whatever you're going to call it, Batman, then and only then will the time come where they say, now we work on Justice League 2. Because now we've built a demand for it. Before there wasn't a demand for it, now there is. Because we've had this hit, and this hit, and this hit, and this hit. And we've earned the trust back. Now's the time for Justice League 2. That's my prediction. So, and that's what the president said. We'll team them up later. So no, the DC Cinematic Universe is not dead. In fact, Shazam is set squarely in that DC Cinematic Universe. Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, all referenced. They make reference to those characters. So it's in that universe. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them bitches, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.